Hello everyone, this is the Cricut 9001 belt tension tester. So if I understand this correctly, we're going to be using the bottom area, which says tension tester in pounds, LBS, right? From, it looks like, let's see, 50, 60, 70, 89, 100. So it looks like it's in 10 increments of 10, so that would mean that it starts at 30 and goes up to 150, plus 10 is 160. And I start by pushing this all the way down, right? Now, okay, so this part moves. See how this moves up? If I understand this correctly, the way this works is we push here, and my pinky fits in there. That's the one I'm going to use. I'm going to use my pinky. Why? Because if I use my finger, I might push harder. It's easier to push gently with my pinky, right? Because we want to push it slowly. If we push it too hard, we can push right past the proper measurement. When it clicks, we want to stop right away. We don't want to click and then keep pushing accidentally, right? We want it to stop right away. So I think that could be why that's so small, like my pinky fits in there. This finger here is a little bit too big, and I think that's why. I didn't read the paper. I don't know what the paper says. You could read that if you want to. I like to just start using tools right away and see, if I need help, I'll watch videos, and the last thing I'll do is read the instructions. Sometimes I read the instructions first, but in this case, I'm just going to use this. So we're going to read this bottom number here. And if I understand correctly, when we push here, right? So the tension, I'm going to be pushing here, and the more the belt bends, is the looser the belt is, right? It's the looser the belt is. So to me, that means if the belt bends more, this is going to get pushed more, right? And the more that's pushed, see how the number goes down to 30? Well, it's not showing, but those are increments of 10, so I believe that's 30. So now I set the belt tension with a frequency. The app I used is Carbon Drive. I always speak with the people that have the most knowledge, and I spoke with someone who is an absolute master of this motorcycle. This is the Zero motorcycle. And there's many masters of this technology, okay? That means people that have studied the motorcycle and they work on them every single day. I just really enjoy speaking with people that have lots of knowledge, and I always do this. And if you follow this channel, you'll know that to be consistent. It doesn't mean I know everything, and it doesn't mean anyone knows everything. It means we enjoy learning. So that's what I'm here to do, is to learn and to share what I'm learning and to share that journey with you. Now, this tool is not what I was told to use. I was told to use the Carbon Drive app. Now, there's other apps as well you can use. I'm using the Carbon Drive. And I was told 52 to 72. Now, I'm going to say megahertz. I'm not sure if that's the correct words. I just know 52 to 72. I'll use the words megahertz because I think that's what it is, but I could be saying it incorrectly. But I know the 52 to 72 is the correct range, those numbers, okay? So I'm just going to call it megahertz, but you can research this for yourself and find out what the correct word to put behind the numbers is, okay? So when you use Carbon Drive app, it's going to give you a frequency. And when you fling the belt with a tool, you can use a tool like a wrench. You don't want to damage the belt, but you can fling it like this. Hear that? And you put the phone right next to it, but not touching it. And it's going to capture that frequency, and you just keep doing it. You do it a few times, okay? And it's going to average for you what the frequency is. And that's the very accurate way to adjust that. Now, simultaneously, what's important, there's two things here. One is that tension. The other is being sure that this belt is, please research this for yourself, but do you see there's a little bit of a space there? A little bit of a space between this and the belt. We do not want the belt close to this edge because we don't want it falling off, right? We do not want the belt touching this because it can damage the belt. It would damage the belt if the belt was rubbing on this, so we do not want that either. I left 1 millimeter of space there, okay? And when I spun the wheel, that's where it's remained. So that's adjusting these adjustments here. Loosen this and then turn this one. But first this has to be loosened. Okay, before you adjust these, this has to be loosened. Loosen this first. I tapped in a little bit to make it easy to adjust once it was loose, and then I adjusted these. I loosened that nut and then adjusted this bolt. So once I get the belt set just right, get the tension just right. So I set the tension between 52 and 72, and I was at around, I think my average was around 58. And that's a little bit loose, on the looser side, because I'm not going to be pushing the bike hard. I'm not planning to push it hard. If I was going to go to a track and run the bike really, really hard, I would probably go closer to the 72 when it's tighter, right? Because I want it to not have any trouble. I want it to be very tight, but not beyond that 72, not beyond that. Why? Because the bearing in the motor can get damaged. Now my thoughts are that bearing should be the best bearing on the planet. Or one of the best, right? One of the best on the planet. Some people are saying that the bearing in there has had some trouble. I have not researched that. I don't know. I will research that. I may not. I mean, right now I just want to ride the motorcycle, enjoy it. I don't think there's any problem with the bearing right now. These motorcycles are said to be mechanical masterpieces, just really well made, very well made. If I recall correctly, a NASA engineer started the company, if I understood correctly, and designed these motorcycles. And these motorcycles, Zero motorcycles, are used with the police. Anything the police uses, to me, my thoughts are, is very good. Because they need absolute reliability, they need quality, and they need something that is going to be very reliable, very fast, and very powerful. So to me, that it's good enough for them, I think that's very good. Now, so let's see. Now I'm going to compare right now this measurement. So I'm at, that belt is set to approximately, so between 52 megahertz, the frequency when you're using the Carbon Drive app, which is a free app to download, and between 52 and 72, and I set it to about, I think the average was between 58 and 62 in there, and I think it's closer to 58. Now, when I use this, I just wanted to see what it would read. When I use the krikit, that's K-R-I-T, wait, krikit, K-R-I-K-I-T. That's how it's spelled. And this krikit tool, different companies make it, so you can get the one that you like. This krikit tool, I bought it on Amazon. I'll put a link inside the description. And so the way I'm using it is I'm pushing this down, right? I'm pushing this down to like a resetting it. And then I'm going to push up on this. I'm going to push in here. Okay, I'm going to push gently, very gently until it clicks. Okay, it clicked right there. Let's see what it's at, shall we? Okay. Let's see what the reading is at. That looks like it's reading at 90 to me. Do you see where it intersects one line below the 100? That looks like it's reading at 90. Now, I just looked up just looking on the internet, it appeared that it was saying that it wants the tension to be, what was I reading? It was in kilograms. I think it was 20 to 30 kilograms, which you can look that up and find translate the pounds, the foot pounds of that measurement. And it's less than this, if I recall correctly. It's less than 90, right? It's less than 90, but this is at the correct frequency though, using the Carbon Drive app. I don't know if I've seen anyone compare using this measuring tool here, because different companies make these, and compared it to using, for example, the Carbon Drive or any other app that also measures the frequency of the belt. So according to the Carbon Drive app, I'm at a good setting, maybe a little bit not loose, but closer to the looser side, right? 52 is loose, 72 is tight, and I don't want to go tighter than 72 megahertz, and I don't want to go loose more any less tight than 52 megahertz. Reading the frequency, right? When I generate a frequency by flinging my finger or a tool across the belt. Now, this is saying it's a little bit tight. Which one should I listen to? If I understand correctly, this is saying it's a little bit tight at 90 pounds, right? And look these numbers up and research this for yourself. This is all good to research, okay? Take lots of notes. I'm going to leave it as it is. What I keep thinking of is pianos, like right when you tune a piano or a guitar, you're tightening the strings, right? You're tightening the strings. And it reminds me of this belt. And I do not want this belt too loose, because that can damage the belt, right? It can damage the belt if it's too loose. If it's too tight, it can damage the bearing. But I'm going to keep it where it is because I think that's a good frequency, but I will continue to research this, and I recommend you research this yourself as well. And it's important to remember that whenever we think that we really have something mastered and that we know something very well, I have found that there's always more layers of knowledge that we can continue to learn. So my recommendation, not just to myself and to take my own advice, but also my recommendation for anyone that may be interested in continuing to learn more about anything that interests them, such as the belt tension of your motorcycle. Even if you don't have one, but you want to learn about it, right? If you want to learn about it, is to remember that whatever we learn, even no matter how sure we are that we know it, there's more that can be learned about it. So find ways to learn anew, like make something brand new, something you know already. Find a way to make it brand new to you again, because you've gone a layer deeper, a layer closer to the infinite truth of what we can learn about something, right? The infinite different ways we can learn to see something and learn about it. It's exciting. I mean, it's exciting to me. Anyway, until next time, everyone, we'll see you in the next video. Okay, bye.